One more equation like combustion of propane. Another one, when iron oxide reacts with aluminium to form iron and aluminium trioxide. For this reaction, you have to write the equation and balance it. So they will ask like this. Sometimes they will give the chemical equation directly. Okay, at the time we don't have any problem. We'll follow the steps. Now, like this, first you have to know the chemical formula of that particular compounds. Here, water given when iron oxide. So, what is the formula, chemical formula for iron oxide? Iron will represent with Fe, oxide means with oxygen. So iron oxide is Fe2O3 when it reacts with aluminium, means you must take it as aluminium, and when these two are reacting, what are forming iron and aluminium? Iron means Fe plus aluminium trioxide. So that aluminium trioxide means Al2O3. Al2O3. So this first you must write by saying this sentence that all the compounds you must write it in the formula. Now after writing this, we'll start again. Step 1. Skeleton equation. So what is skeleton equation? Unbalanced one. So here iron 2. Here iron how many are there? 1. So it is unbalanced. So first we'll write it as Fe2O3 plus Al gives Fe plus Al2O3. Now step 2. Okay. In that step 2, we must write the table. Name of the element, number of atoms on LHs and RHs. So like this you must write it. What are the elements? Iron, oxygen and aluminium. So these three elements are there. Now we'll write the number of atoms. Iron 2 and here 1 and oxygen here 3 and here also 3 and aluminium is 1 and here aluminium is 2. So after writing like that before balancing, the table before balancing. Now again we will write what is the skeleton equation. Fe2O3 plus Al gives rise Fe plus Al2O3. Okay, now again we should start balancing by trial and error method. So here iron 2 are there, here 1 is there. So obviously you must multiply with the 2. So then iron 2, 2. Now coming to oxygen, here 3 and here 3. So balanced. Now aluminium. Aluminium 1 and here aluminium 2. So just you multiply with the 2. Easily you can get it. So we got it a balanced equation. After getting the balanced equation, we'll write after balancing. Once again we will write the table. Actually no need to write, but to understand clearly we must write it. Name of the element, number of atoms, LHs and RHs. We must write it. Here iron, oxygen and aluminium. Iron 2 are there on left hand side, right hand side also 2, oxygen 3, and right hand side also 3, and aluminum 2 on the right hand also 2. Now step 3, smallest ratio of compounds. Here the smallest, already they are in the smallest ratio only. 1:2 gives rise to 2:1. So already you cannot make into these coefficients into smallest numbers. You cannot simplify this. So just you must write it. Already that coefficients are in the smallest ratio. Next, step 4. What is step 4? Write it the finally balanced equation. So what is that finally balanced equation? Fe2O3 plus 2Al gives rise to 2Fe plus Al2O3. Now all 4 steps are finished. Okay, after balancing a chemical equation, what information you can get it? What information here, when a equation is given, how to balance a chemical equation by step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, you know that. Then after getting a balanced equation, what information you can interpret? Students, you know how to balance a chemical equation. After balancing a chemical equation, what information you can get it from the balanced one? So for that, here you see this iron oxide, when it reacts with aluminum, we'll get it as iron and aluminum trioxide. So after balancing this, what information means, what are the reactants and what are the products, and whether the substance solids or liquids, the reactant side, and the product side, what are that, the state of the matter, and heat is liberated or not, that all we can interpret through this balanced chemical equation. The first one is, we can expressing the physical state from a balanced chemical equation. We can find out the reactants, the physical state of the reactants and the products, whether they are solid, liquids or gases. See here, if you take, this is a solid, and aluminum is also a solid, and iron is also a solid, and the aluminum trioxide also a solid. So the physical state you can find out. Next, you can guess it. Next, expressing the heat changes. Expressing the heat changes. Here I wrote in this equation, here delta is given. What is delta represents? Means heating. When these two compounds are heated, we will get the products. So always on the arrow, if delta is written, means the delta represents heating. Now coming to the second, expressing the heat changes. Sometimes heat is liberated and sometimes it is absorbed. Coming to, when carbon and oxygen are combined, we will get carbon dioxide gas. Everyone you know. So the carbon in the solid state, oxygen in the gaseous state, and carbon dioxide is a gas. Along with that gas, the heat is liberated. So when the heat is liberated, you must represent with plus Q. Here the plus Q means heat is liberated, and that is known as exothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction. What are exothermic reaction? When the chemical reaction taking place, if heat is liberated, such reactions are known as exothermic reaction. And in sometimes in exam they will ask you, give examples of exothermic reactions. Now see the next one. Nitrogen, this is a gas. Oxygen is a gas. Always after balancing that, you must represent the physical state. After the physical state, whether heat is liberated or absorbed, that also you should mention. Now N2NO, this is also a gas, and here minus Q is given. So I wrote here minus Q. Minus Q represents the heat is absorbed. When the heat is absorbed, such type of reaction is known as endothermic reaction. We'll call it as endothermic reaction. Okay, so balancing the equation, you can get the physical state and heat is liberated, or otherwise it is an exothermic or endothermic reaction. Next, what is another point that you can get it? Is there any gases are evolved? If the gases are evolved, how to represent that in a symbolic form? When here zinc is a solid, sulfuric acid is an aqueous solution. When these two are reacting, we'll get aqueous solution of the zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas. When gas is liberated, you must represent with up arrow. Like this, up arrow. So up arrow represents this hydrogen is a gas. Suppose if I represent O2 instead of gas, instead of writing that gas, if I write a symbol up arrow like this, means up arrow indicates it is a gas. Understood? Next, the fourth one, expressing precipitate evolved. Suppose if any precipitate is evolved, then how to represent it? Down arrow, you must represent with the up arrow represents gas, down arrow represents precipitate. Now you see here, when silver nitrate react with the sodium chloride, we'll get AgCl. This is a solid, and NaNO3, this is a precipitate. We'll get this. So that you must represent with the down arrow. Next, sometimes to get the reaction very quick, we are heating and we are using the catalyst. And next, pressure, we are changing the pressure. Then all this, how to represent in that equation? So whatever, when you are changing the temperature, pressure, or when you are using a catalyst, what is the meaning of catalyst? Catalyst is nothing but, see, when the two reactants are reacting, you will not get the product easily sometimes. So to get the products easily and fastly, we are using some substances, and that because of that substances, you will get the reaction fast. And that whatever the substances you are adding, that they are not involving in the equation, but they are helping to take the reaction fast. Such a type of substances, we will call it as catalyst. Okay. Now here, just you see the example. Silver chloride, this is a solid, and to get, when it is in presence of sunlight, so this is a catalyst. Here sunlight, that all you must represent above the arrow or below the arrow. So sunlight, then you will get these products. Next, here see, when carbon dioxide reacts with water in presence of sunlight and the chlorophyll, so this all you must write it above and below the arrow. Then like this, when from a balanced chemical equation, we'll get this information.